Have you heard about the recent changes happening when it comes to buying and selling a house due to the National Association of Realtors (NAR) lawsuit? Today, I want to talk about the significant development in the real estate world and how it impacts buyers and sellers moving forward. Let's dive into how this affects us here in Arizona and what it might mean for you. So here's a little background on this lawsuit. The National Association of Realtors was accused of practices that allegedly limited competition and kept commissions artificially high. As a result of the lawsuit, several changes have been implemented to promote greater transparency and fairness in real estate transactions. But first, let's talk about misinformation of the facts. Misinformation has been pervasive in the media over real estate commissions. Here are the facts you need to know. There's much the media has gotten wrong about NAR's settlement, which requires the association to pay $418 million over 4 years. Some outlets have suggested that NAR previously set or guided commissions to a standard rate of 6%, which just isn't true. NAR does not set commissions, and commissions were negotiable long before this settlement. They are and will remain entirely negotiable between brokers and their clients. And getting these facts straight is really important, especially because the settlement agreement is so complex. NAR is continuing to engage with the media to correct inaccurate reporting about this settlement. So what are some of the key changes from this lawsuit? One of the major changes is that compensation for buyer's agent is no longer automatically included in the multiple listing service. Historically, sellers paid their agent a commission, which was then split with the buyer's agent to get more eyes on the property and facilitate smoother transactions. Now, buyers may be responsible for negotiating and paying their agent's commission directly. So this brings us to the buyer-broker agreement. This change means that buyers will need to sign buyer-broker agreements, outlining the terms of their agent's compensation. This agreement ensures that both parties are clear on the expectation and the cost involved in the transaction. It's a shift that emphasizes the importance of transparency and makes it clear that real estate compensation has always been negotiable. Now let's talk about the realtor's role. There's a common misconception that realtors are just door openers. In reality, our job goes far beyond that. We provide valuable services such as market analysis, pricing strategy, negotiation expertise, and guidance through the legal and contractual aspects of the sale. We handle the complex details so you can focus on your move and your future. This is one of the biggest financial transactions most people ever make, so it's crucial to have professional representation. Can you go this solo? Absolutely. Now you might be wondering if you can handle a real estate transaction on your own. Sure, you can always go solo, but here's a catch. You'll be responsible for determining pricing, handling negotiations, arranging repairs, and managing all the details that go into being a realtor. It may seem simple, but it's likely to turn into a headache. It's a bit like a non-mechanic trying to fix their car after a lot of frustration and pounding their head against the wall. They often end up taking it to a professional anyways. In trying to save a few bucks, you might end up costing yourself more in the long run and potentially screwing up a major transaction in the process, costing you more money. Now let's talk about dual representation. You might also consider dual representation where one agent represents both the buyer and the seller. While it's technically possible, it's not advisable. Think of it this way. Would you use the same divorce attorney as your ex to save a couple bucks? Probably not. The same principle applies here. Dual representation can be sticky because it's challenging for one agent to fully advocate for both parties' best interest. Now let's talk about the impact this has on sellers. Sellers, you can still choose to offer buyer compensation, but it will now be negotiated through a seller compensation agreement rather than being listed on the MLS. While this new rule might make you feel like you have the upper hand by not paying a buyer's agent, there's a downside to this. The likelihood of getting fewer views on your property increases. Not because the agents don't want to show your home, but because buyers are already dealing with numerous expenses like down payments, appraisal costs, home inspection, closing costs, and moving costs. Many buyers might not have the additional funds to pay their agent, meaning if you're not offering compensation, those buyers might not consider your home, shrinking your potential buyer pool. So what's the impact here in Arizona? In Arizona, the NAR lawsuit has emphasized the importance of transparency and fairness in real estate transactions. As realtors, we are committed to providing the highest level of service and ensuring our clients are well informed and well represented. Moving forward, agents will need to clearly outline their compensation and ensure that buyers understand their obligations. This shift might mean buyers are more directly responsible for paying their own agent, but it also provides an opportunity for better communication and understanding between clients and agents. Which leads us back to that written agreement. NAR has agreed to create a new rule requiring MLS participants working with buyers to enter into written agreements with their buyer before the buyer can tour any home. This is nationwide. This is not just Arizona. So if you're considering or buying a home, remember that having a dedicated realtor on your side can make all the difference. And listen, I don't know if you're ready to buy today or not, but if you're not looking to buy right now, that's okay. But if you're considering to do that in the future, let's start the conversation today. Planning ahead can set you up for success when the time is right. Reach out to me today for a no pressure chat about your real estate goals, and let's create a plan to make your home buying experience smooth and successful. I'm here to help you every step of the way, and I'd love to see if we might be a good fit working together.